An employee on the inside blowing the whistle following our investigation into the East Georgia Housing Authority.
You're risking a lot going on camera and doing this interview, and we've talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
Why did you decide to do it?
I've sat at home, I've thought about it, I've read about it, I've talked to my family about it, and I just feel convicted. I feel like, you know, this isn't right. Something needs to be done to get it right, whatever it takes.
7 months ago, our I team uncovered documents proving workers and volunteers on a public housing project were unknowingly exposed to asbestos. Documents revealed the housing director knew about it and said nothing. 7 months later, and workers say they still haven't received the health care they were promised.
This is some of the dust J.J. Cooper says he and a team of volunteers breathed after gutting a house in Thompson. There's a well-documented paper trail leading to Director Kelly Evans' desk. That dust was dangerous. It had asbestos in it.
When I left that property, I went home to my kids. I mean, I can play it over my head just like it happened yesterday. Just like they normally do. When they see me, they run to daddy, jump in my arms. Now I'm holding them. So if I'm holding them, they're breathing the fibers on my clothes.
Back in September, the director claimed she never saw any of these documents, even though she hired the company to test for asbestos and wrote her initials on this note, claiming she told workers to leave the floor and ceiling because of asbestos.
And you're telling me that you don't recall any of this, that you don't remember seeing this, and this is saying
I don't even know
otherwise.
I don't even know when this was done.
It typically takes years for the complications from asbestos fibers embedded in your lungs to cause a problem, and sometimes they never do. Asbestos exposure is sort of a dice roll. JJ can't stop thinking about his odds.
EPA, OSHA, everybody says one fiber can cause a problem. My biggest fear is that later on, something does come about it.
In an email, the attorney for the East Georgia Housing Authority told us nearly 4 months ago, employees exposed to asbestos at the property are being evaluated by a pulmonary specialist. JJ says that hasn't happened. They were allowed to see a primary care doctor, but not the specialist they were promised.
Yeah, I'm out of options. I made phone calls to Workman's Comp.
Workman's Comp told him the incident was never reported. He asked the director, Kelly Evans, who said to contact the attorney. He sent an email to the attorney. No response.
As far as the board, like I said, we're not allowed to talk to them. We've been told if we talk to them, you know, we're going to lose a job.
Who's told you that?
Kelly, we can't talk to the board. We can't talk to anybody.
Again, the attorney for the Housing Authority told us workers were being evaluated by a pulmonary specialist 4 months ago.
It's not just the fact that she put us in the house and maybe she forgot or whatever. It's what have you done after this? Not just her, the attorney for the Housing Authority, the Board of Commissioners. You know, and she told us we couldn't talk to none of them.
The dust has long since settled on the project, but for the employees and volunteers, the worry has not.
If it was a misunderstanding, why not correct it? Why keep covering it up?
So we asked J.J. Cooper, why doesn't he just go to a pulmonary specialist, pay for the test, get the answers? He told us without going through his employer for all this, without going through workers' comp, anything that could come of the asbestos exposure would not be on record as being caused by work. And then, of course, he and everyone else would be on the hook for those medical bills.